Hello, everyone. Welcome to Dolphin Financial Radio and happy Thanksgiving. Yes, we are recording this on Thanksgiving and releasing it to the world. And I want to say happy Thanksgiving to all in 2022. And we're going to talk turkey today. And speaking of turkeys, let me bring in, there he is, my co-host, Tony Shore.
Oh my gosh.
Welcome to the show, Tony.
Did you really say let's talk turkey?
The crickets chirping. Yes, Tony, I said let's talk turkey because we're going to talk Thanksgiving costs. I want to talk about what people are buying, what it's costing compared to previous years.
Sure.
And what's gotten expensive, because you know it's gotten expensive. Maybe some tips on how to get some savings and what we generally think about it on this Thanksgiving day and what you're planning to eat. So
let's talk turkey. I like it. I love that. I love the idea for the show today. I don't know how you ever came up with it on Thanksgiving, but
I talk retirement planning all the time. I figured we needed some fun. We've done fun shows.
Yeah.
I have a fun playlist. This show. I'll put the playlist up here. Random stuff we talk about.
Sure.
And so this will get thrown in that mix. But I want to be helpful here to people because it's just interesting to learn about these things. And I want to find out what you eat for Thanksgiving. But before I do, I want to bring out the 37th annual Farm Bureau's survey that talks about what people are eating and how much it costs. And I'm going to have you guess as to what the cost is. But before I do, I got to tell you what's on the menu. So I think since the 1980s, 37 years ago, they've been calculating the shopping list cost to the end user. And this is what's on the list, Tony. This is what people are eating for Thanksgiving. They got turkey, obviously, stuffing, sweet potatoes, rolls with butter, peas, cranberries, a veggie tray, pumpkin pie with whipped cream, and coffee and milk. And they serve it to 10 with plenty of leftovers in air quotes, plenty of leftovers. Now, anything on that list that you absolutely would not have on your Thanksgiving plate?
The only thing I don't personally eat, but I've seen it on our Thanksgiving table many times, but I don't touch it, are sweet potatoes.
Sweet potatoes? You don't touch it unless it's doused with sugar and marshmallow?
And butter. Yeah. But no, I'm not even with sugar and marshmallow. I'm not into sweet potatoes, and I can eat cranberries, but I'm not a huge fan. But yeah, turkey, stuffing, rolls with butter, gotta have it. What we would replace, we don't do sweet potatoes, we do mashed potatoes. So there would be mashed potatoes and gravy. Those are the things that are missing. There are things missing, and that's mashed potatoes and gravy. You can remove the sweet potatoes and cranberries and replace them with mashed potatoes and gravy, but keep everything else.
Okay. Anything else that you do special for your family that isn't on this list?
Not for Thanksgiving Day itself, at least the main meal. However, my big Thanksgiving tradition, and this is something I think I got this from my dad, but what I live for, even better than the fresh turkey, I'm always the one that carves the turkey. You know, my wife and her mom and her sister and our sister-in-law, they bake the turkey and make the food. I slice it, and I love the white meat turkey, but I hold off because my favorite thing to do, and it tastes so good, is leftovers. Like later that night, if you have a noon meal and late at night, then about 7, you might get hungry again, or the next day, like around 11 a.m. the next day, I take the leftover turkey pieces, you put them in a big frying pan with lots of butter, and you season it, and you brown it, just brown it in there, lots of butter and seasoning, and you brown it, and then you put it in a sandwich with mayonnaise. So you have
terrible.
a fried turkey sandwich. And
With
sometimes you
mayonnaise,
put
you had to
cheese
ruin
on
it
it.
with mayonnaise.
You don't have to use mayonnaise, but it helps. But I love the leftover turkey sandwiches is what I'm
Okay.
saying. But I fry the turkey pieces, leftover turkey in butter first, brown it.
Okay.
It's so good. So good.
So the $1 million question, or not $1 million, how much do you think this meal for 10 would cost? And you could do it by total cost or per person.
That total meal? Wow. Okay. 25.
I wish I had game show music to play while you're thinking.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not gonna get this right because I don't pay attention when I'm at the grocery store. My wife would know probably. Um, I, I don't know, $300, 200.
$64.05. That comes out to less than $6.50 a person. And this is
Wow.
2022 now.
Wow, that's not bad.
Yeah.
I thought it would be a lot more than that.
Right. But you know what adds to the cost that wasn't on here is drinks.
Yeah, alcohol.
Coffee and milk is all they put on there.
Yeah,
There's no discussion about wine or beer.
yeah.
And by
So
the way,
I was
for those-
right then. $200 worth of wine and beer. And 60.
Exactly. For 10 people.
I
but
was
this
close.
is like for
I was
10,
close.
10, kids, maybe 10 5-year-olds. I'll put it up here. The link right here is the link for those watching where I got this. So this is Farm Bureau.org. Now, that represents a 20% increase from last year.
Okay.
That's not surprising. We know
No.
that inflation has really crept up.
Yep.
And
Especially
20%
with groceries. Yeah.
from last year.
Yep.
Yeah. Turkey, $1.81 a pound, up 21% from last year.
Oh,
Now,
I thought they were more than that for some reason. I don't know.
well, here's the deal. And according to the USDA, the average pound for whole frozen turkeys was $1.11 in November 3rd through 9th of 2022. And then it's 95 cents last week from November 10th through 16th.
Oh, wow.
So you see that it went down 14% in a week. And that has to do with the stores putting promotions out. But supply and demand, I guess the secret here to save money is to wait the last minute to buy it. But then how long can you wait to buy a frozen turkey?
I'll tell you
gotta let
what,
that thing defrost.
there's been and if it's frozen, especially, yeah, the whole frozen turkey, and you don't want to miss out too. What if your stores run out? Then
Right,
you're in trouble.
yeah.
Yeah. Then
But
you're
then
in some big trouble.
do you do what people do on Christmas and Halloween? They wait till after to buy the next year's decorations. Do you buy the frozen turkey after Thanksgiving because you get a real good deal?
I don't know
They're
about
giving
that.
them away.
I don't know about with food if we do that, but yeah, the decorations and stuff, we always do that.
Well, you have turkey the week after Thanksgiving. It's cheap.
Yeah.
So one thing that so what is it? How much did I say? They said it's $6.50 a person.
Yep.
Let's double it and call it $12 a person. That's cheaper than eating out.
Yep.
I was looking at. I've never gone out.
I think that's
for
a low
Thanksgiving.
figure too. I still think that's low.
I mean,
but-
it's pretty. I mean, it's pretty accurate. They've been doing it for so many years. They do a survey. They have I think a bunch of shoppers
sure.
every year go out and actually buy it and report the results. But yeah, I think it seems low to me. But then again, it's not all the bells and whistles, which usually gets expensive. What do you think? So I'll ask you this, and then I'll tell you a little something that I do differently in my family. What do you think the largest percentage increase in cost was of all the items? I'll put them back up. Which one went up the most from last year?
I would say the veggie tray.
Veggie tray. Okay. Believe it or not, I looked it up. I got it from the list.
Stuffing.
The stuffing, the
Isn't it
cube
dry?
stuffing.
Dried bread.
Right.
And
The 14-ounce
seasonings?
bag of cube stuffing went up 69%. That
Oh.
surprised me.
Let's talk turkey. I thought it would be the turkey or the veggie tray, to be honest, but stuffing, come on.
Yeah, the stuffing far and away was up. The next I'm looking was frozen pie crusts up 26%, and the whipped cream of 26%. So
Wow.
far and away the cube stuffing. Now, in my family, something we do different is we, on my mother's side, we stuff the turkey with egg noodles mixed with sausage, onion, and anise seed that has a licorice tinge to it. I don't know if you've ever had it.
Oh yeah.
It's I don't know where they got it from. It could be Polish or Austrian, who knows, or it could just be something my mom's mom made up. But yeah, we love that. It's noodle stuffing, not cubed stuffing, so it's going to be a lot more expensive with the sausage and the seeds and the spices than the 14-ounce bag.
Sure.
Do you do the traditional bread stuffing?
Yeah. Yep. And I have a sister-in-law that really makes good homemade from scratch stuffing. That's amazing. If we do it here, it's usually, not homemade, but
I'm with you.
yeah.
So one thing they did, the Farm Bureau, in recognition of changes of Thanksgiving dinner traditions, they added ham, russet potatoes, and frozen green beans in an expanded holiday menu, because they keep the menu the same since the 80s, so they can keep track.
We do the russet potatoes and usually have them mashed. Yeah.
Right. So,
and gravy. Where's the gravy? On Thanksgiving, I have to have mashed potatoes and gravy.
Don't you just add cornstarch to the drippings? Isn't that how they make the gravy? I don't know. I'm not.
They add flour and cornstarch and some other things to the drippings and then make the homemade gravy. Yeah.
So that's, that's not that much of an incremental cost, I would assume. So
the gravy isn't.
When you add the russet potatoes and the green beans and the ham, up 18%. So it goes. We
usually have those things as well.
Yep, $81 instead of the $60 something. So, yeah.
And we usually have way too much turkey. We probably buy twice the turkey we need because we like the leftovers. We like the sandwiches.
I was reading. When I was thinking about what we're going to talk about today, I was reading an article, and there was I think a university, USF, Florida professor that was asked, how do you save? And how do you save money with inflation and during Thanksgiving, everything's going up. This survey confirms 20%. And her comment was, don't make so much. We make so much. We have so many leftovers that it's excessive. So don't, right? But if you eat the leftovers, I'm a big leftover guy. So if you eat the leftovers, then why not?
Yeah. Yeah. And Thanksgiving leftovers, at least at our house, they get eaten. Not all leftovers get eaten. You
douse them in butter and fry them up. Like, why wouldn't you eat them?
I mean, mashed potatoes, gravies, rolls, and turkey. I mean,
doused with butter.
I mean, I'm taking those rolls, putting butter on them, and putting a slice of turkey in them. I'm making sandwiches right at the Thanksgiving Day table. I'm not even waiting.
All right, Tony. My last trivia question for you. Which area of the country is the least expensive for the holiday meal? And then who's got the most expensive menu? Same menu. Where does it cost you more to actually do this?
I would say East Coast is more expensive, like New York, New Jersey.
The Northeast?
Yeah, the Northeast is probably the most expensive. And I would say my guess would be the Midwest is the least expensive, or perhaps the Deep South, like Alabama, Mississippi, Georgia.
Well, I would think too the Northeast but then I said, no, my wife is from Massachusetts.
California and Florida are probably pretty expensive for these items.
Yeah, he's hedging. So,
well, if you take, there's a lot, they're probably taxed in California and Florida more, and they're probably more expensive because I don't know if they raise them there. I know we raise a lot of turkeys. I grew up in what was known at one time as the turkey capital of the United States.
What is that?
Worthington, Minnesota. And there's a town.
Worthington, Minnesota was the turkey capital of the U.S.?
Yep. And it was a co-joined with a town in Texas. and we would have turkey races and turkey days. Once a year, we called them the turkey days, and they'd race their turkey against ours, and then ours would go down there, and we compete for who had the turkey capital of the world. But we're not anymore. Most of the turkey farms have been closed down, and there's just corporate farms. I know Iowa still has a lot of them. Minnesota still has a lot of them, but the Midwest has a lot of turkeys, I'm telling you.
Wow, okay. I believe that. I
Yeah.
believe that, which is why you figure it would be cheaper, but then again, my wife had a cranberry bog in her backyard, so you figure cranberries would be cheaper for her. She'd go out and back and pick them.
Yeah.
I'm not a huge cranberry fan either, like you.
No.
So here we go. Drum roll. It is, or turkey gobble. The most affordable is in the South, $74.90, and then the West, $88.55. So quite a difference.
I was pretty close.
Yeah,
with
Midwest
my
is
guesses.
close, and then Northeast. Yeah, but you're right. You picked the South as the cheapest, and the West. You at the end, I'll give it to you. You said
Yeah.
the West.
Well, yeah, you got to figure, but they don't have turkey. I lived in California for a while. I didn't see any turkey farms. I'll tell you that, or cornfields. So you gotta. It takes a while to truck it out there. I'm assuming
It does. So
and more taxes on it.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Let's not get into the taxes. We'll talk inflation though, and I'll say
Sure.
costs have gone up across the board for everybody.
Yeah.
But like I say in the past shows, and I'll put them up here for those that haven't seen we've done shows for the past few years about the cost of Thanksgiving, cost of being grateful, how if you're grateful, you save money. You will retire with more money if you're grateful.
Yes.
And studies prove that.
Optimism and gratitude.
Mhm.
All the studies say gratitude. If you're grateful, you will live longer. You'll be mentally healthier, physically healthier, and have a happier retirement. I just read that.
You'll have more money, believe it or not. So I'll put those shows are up there. Take a look at those. But we also did a show recently where it was, if you came into 10 grand, where would you invest it?
Mm-hmm.
You remember where I said I would invest it? Do you see a little trivia? Do you remember?
You said the best investment of that money would be in me, your co-host, and you were going to mail me a check. Haven't seen the check, Dan.
That's close. You're close. I said, I'll put the show up here for people to watch. Do you buy I bonds because that's the hottest thing now? Do you buy the stock market when it's getting beat up? Do you buy, cryptocurrency? No. Do you buy gold? I said, no, you don't buy any of the things. You invest in your friendships, or your relationships with your spouse, family, or friends. So
yes.
you were accurate
and
in
I'm
one
still
part.
waiting for that. Ooh, what time is I haven't seen that.
But I
show
did,
up
Tony.
in the mailbox.
I did send checks and give money and spend it on all my friends. So
oh, I see. I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. I didn't want to have to do this, but Dan, you've talked about this turkey subject before in a past show, and I happen to have a sound clip of you talking about this. Here's what you had to say earlier. That's Dan's comment. Dan's comment on Thanksgiving. Let's hear it again. I can't believe you'd say that, Dan.
Says the man who used to race turkeys for a living. Self-proclaimed turkey racer.
I didn't.
That's what you said. And on that note, everyone, enjoy your Thanksgiving. Spend time with your family, and just remember, spending time with family, you're building the future relationships that will help you down the road. Friends, family, don't stress, and don't talk politics, please.
All matters discussed in today's show are for informational purposes only.
This show is not investment advice.
Dan Riddle nor Dolphin Financial Group are affiliated or endorsed by any government agency.
Investment advisory services are offered through Dolphin Wealth Management, Inc., a registered investment advisor in the state of Florida.
Insurance products and services are offered through Dolphin Insurance, Inc.
Dolphin Wealth Management, Inc. and Dolphin Insurance, Inc. are affiliated companies doing businesses as Dolphin Financial Group.
You should talk to someone at Dolphin Financial Group before implementing any of these strategies or ideas.